Yeah. The children of God stay so naive that you almost don't want to burst all their bubbles. The children of God always thought that that statue in the courtroom means the balance of good and evil. And you're like, yeah, you want to believe evil has some place somewhere, but it doesn't. Not bad evil. And then when they read the Bible, the Old Testament is kind of barbaric, and it reminds them of any sin or crime they've ever committed or any bad things they've ever wanted to harbor and think in their brain and more. And reading the Old Testament, feeling like the most disgusting bad thing that belongs in like the barbaricness of the Old Testament, makes you really want to believe that the seventh seal in the book of Revelations is about the seventh church is going to come and save us, and we're all never going to pay for any sin or crime. And, you know, that's the sad thing. When you know you've done bad and you won't just keep honest with God, you want to get a warped brain and do anything it takes to live in a very hypocritical, two-faced, weird, warped brain that just believes the seventh seal of the seventh church in the book of Revelations means I'm going to magically get away with it. When it's the seals being opened about the gross things done in the house of God or towards the house of God or towards the real power of God all along. It's actually punishments. The sad thing is that the gods put the Old Testament in the Bible to make people very aware of third world countries or places without real justice. The gods made the Old Testament to make you so grateful to have police officers and courtrooms and safety and stay good people or always be terrified that when you're so bad inside of yourself, you know that you'll probably suffer more than all these people in countries where they die like it's nothing. Because you had the safety of God's country, but did not deserve any of it. So when you have to be the white throne judgment once and for all, when you didn't deserve all the safety and happiness of the United States, you have overdue punishments because you should have lived in a third world country where you could have been shot or destroyed for fun like it was nothing. See, you don't understand that God's will make everything right. And that's, once again, why the Bible clearly says God is not mocked. You will reap what you sow. But, you know, people don't ever want to care until it's the actual day they're dead. And sadly, God's will allow you to not care till the day you are screwed and dead. And that's how it goes. You'll wake up one day and it'll be that bad. Coronavirus was that bad. You can ask any expert professional. A lot of you are wealthy, eccentric, very important people that stalk me. You can find all these really big, impressive, amazing, smart professionals. And they will tell you coronavirus was the most god-awful, unthinkable nightmare ever known. And you could tell it was the hatred of God. And God was not going to stop letting them suffer so badly. Because what they had done was that bad. Because you could easily tell when God wasn't that angry and they got to die so easily when it made no sense compared to how everybody else was dying. It was like if you just paid attention, if you just used your eyeballs and paid attention, it was like Guess jeans and Cabbage Patch dolls, but the opposite. With the Guess jeans, you knew that was the power of God or something, and then it was just gone. With the Broncos, with the Cabbage Patch Kids, you knew it was the power of God or something because it wasn't realistic, and then it was just gone. The Broncos were never that good in and of themselves. You could put the same exact people in the same exact positions with the same health or strength or lack of that they always had, and it would never go good without the power of God. But you have to be paying attention to realize it's that obvious. Really, really smart experts just pay attention to everything because they're really smart. And they can easily tell you. You could tell when God wasn't that mad, boy, they had options to work with and deal with. As God hated them, it was like gods were just sitting there staring at them while their suffering was never ending. And gods were pretty much saying, watch us stare at you and how little we care. You shouldn't have done it. And it makes you wonder, like, hell, what the hell? So the United States of Dubai kill a god, and what the hell did you all join into? But yeah, the dead bury their own dead. And really, you gotta harp on my queen, and good people. Because the dead are gone. The dead have done something you just shouldn't do. They're dead and gone. So you always focus on the living and the tomorrow and the possibilities. And you have the sad conversation with doctors as they find more and more 666. As they find more and more people where the IV doesn't even matter. And you just keep going.